Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Here we are at the new time.
Here. Yeah.
Old Mac fans go to bed early and get up early.
Yes.
They do go to bed early, so we shifted half hour earlier. Hopefully some of you have found us at this new time.
Well, we have a few already.
Good.
Right here. Hello, Macintosh Librarian. Hello to both of you.
All right.
Good to see you.
Excellent. Let's see. We have to make any comments here at the outset, or do we just get on with it?
I have
Just get on
nothing
with
to
it.
add.
You have nothing to say.
Right.
Okay. Let's just get on with it then. Let's cue up the show for real. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 686 for July 15th, 2024. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
How are you doing?
I am doing quite well. I'm very excited for next weekend for the Vintage Computer Festival Southeast.
Yes, you were talking
Yes.
before we got started about whether or not you're going to collect some items to bring up to sell at the consignment tables.
Possibly sell something at the consignment table. Mm-hmm.
Like what are you thinking about?
Or
Have you looked?
Yeah. Well, I've got 4 Mac Pluses. Probably could do with one
4.
fewer of those.
Oh, I thought you had four extra, but 4 total, and so you
4
could
total, right?
part with
I could probably live
a few.
with just 3.
3.
It's one of those things. This is a good opportunity because this is stuff you don't want to ship anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
So I can take it up in the car, consignment table. If it doesn't sell, I just bring it back in the car.
You just have to be careful in the car.
Yes, right.
Because
it
seemed like the last time you took hardware up there was some. Did you ever suffer any damage hauling stuff up there?
All right. So the last time, and this is unfortunately why I won't do the. If I ever do the marathon table again, I will. Last time I did it with all. It was all in ones. It was fantastic. Had a great time. But
Did you put your fist through one of
the 5500
Yeah.
barely can support its own weight. The case can barely support it. I had to hug it, and you could hear plastic. It was.
So for that, there's almost like nothing. I mean, you can't even pack that, right?
Exactly. It would. It would. I don't care how well it was treated. If it would never get to a destination one piece through the mail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even in the back of your car is high risk.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. It's so sad how brittle those have gotten.
Right. Well, what do we got going on today? We have the usual segments. We got some eBay finds. We got some news to talk about. And then in the main segment, we're going to take a look at all the 6-color stained glass signs I've collected over the years.
A very respectable collection, I have to say.
I think, yeah, I was going to say more about it, but I guess I'll just hold off on it until we actually get to that segment. Yeah. Okay, well, let's take a short break and we'll be back with eBay finds.
Hello, Eric. Glad you were able to join us. I think everyone's probably happier about the half an hour earlier than before.
Everybody's talking about how awesome that is.
That's right. Yeah, the tweets, Reddit,
overwhelming
support. It's
all
over the place.
Yeah, making headlines around the world. Okay, let's get on with it. Let's get some eBay finds. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time for some eBay finds. Last week it was all about signs. We had the lit up Apple Light sign lamp. This was a little custom job Very well put together. I think actually the seller gave me a little discount once I put it in my watch list.
Oh,
I think
really?
they cut,
Oh,
I want to say $50 off. I don't know. Was it
so
450?
went from 400 to 350, something like that.
No, it's at 450 right now. Or maybe it
Oh,
went to
wow. Okay.
four, but maybe it went to 350. I don't know. It was still just, I don't know. I was tempted, but
It is tempting. Is it what? It's over 2 feet tall. We figured, right? Something
um,
like that, like 27 inches tall, or
it's whatever 45 centimeters is in American.
uh,
Um, do that conversion, but yeah, it is a good size. It'd be very nice on somebody's wall or on a desk. So that's still available for 450, or you can make an offer. And then, oh, speaking of stained glass, here's the one we saw last week. This one was a little pricey. They wanted to buy it now of
ooh,
$2,000.
ooh.
$2,000, but that also had to make an offer, but it's still available. And then the poster, the Macintosh Office poster, but this one was signed by all the good folks from the Southeast team. I'm guessing that's some kind of sales team. This one also featured the supposedly legit signature of Steve Jobs himself, where he says, "Let's make it happen together." And what did they want for this? Oh, $39,995 is the buy it now. Which, if legit, legit signed thing by Steve Jobs, that's a bargain, because other things with his signature have gone for way, way more. So it makes you wonder about the legitimacy. Or maybe this is the deal of the century. I don't know. Okay, this week we've got this one. I just found it kind of curious. So I'm going to guess that this came from like Macworld Expo. The title, oh, it is. It's from the New York City Macworld Expo. It says Design Aware Macworld NYC Convex Computer Mirror. And just for good, just, you might as well throw in Steve Jobs in the title.
Of course, right? Yes. And they have Rare in there already, so they got it all covered.
The description, I'll read it here. It says, this unique and rare Macworld convex mirror features an iconic design from the Steve Jobs era of Apple's Macintosh. The mirror is a great addition to any collection of advertising memorabilia related to computers and high-tech gadgets. The clear color of the mirror housing adds to its aesthetic value and makes it a great conversation starter. The Never Look Back mirror is in excellent condition. It comes on a flocked pouch that is not original to the product, but does keep it protected when not in use. No scratches like new. It sits on the upper corner of your computer or TV so you can see someone coming up behind you without having to look back. It is from the New York City Macworld Expo at Javits Center in 2000. And that's about all we get. They don't say the dimensions, but you can see it there. Somebody's hand.
Yeah, it's
Looks
got to
like
be
it's
about half of a baseball, half of a softball in size, something roughly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminiscent of the clear speakers for the that came with the cube.
Yeah,
It's kind of a half
got
circle.
that hemisphere. And so on the back it says macworld.com. The front is the mirror, and so
And what does it say on the top of the mirror?
it says
Look,
back it up here.
hey,
Hey,
look what else you can do. Macworld.
I'm not sure what that is. What does that mean? You can look behind you? Is that what that means? I don't know what that's. Or you use
Yeah.
Macworld? Yeah, not sure what the association is, but this sort of rear view mirror thing was a thing for computer users
Sure.
for a while.
Oh, I think it still is. I mean, especially
Yeah.
if you're in a office with a lot of cubicles, if your back is to, it is nice to be able to see
Right,
if,
because you'll see the motion of somebody coming up behind you to kind of catch your eye.
yeah.
Huh.
So
Okay.
somebody's not just standing behind you,
Yeah.
breathing weird.
Well, they want a buy it now of $75.97, or you can make an offer Sounds a
What
little steep.
what a weird
And 97
$75.97.
Yeah, this ships from Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey. I'd never seen this particular item, one
Yeah.
of these convention collectibles. I thought, oh, that's cool, but it's cool for about $20, I think.
Yeah, right, exactly.
All right, what's up next?
Next, I love these things. It is so kind of fitting that we have the Macintosh Librarian. If you can't own a Mackie, but what you can do is put a dust cover with a Happy Mac face on your SE30. This is an old original one. I kind of miss the days of dust covers for your stuff. And it's also kind of fitting because these were kind of called toaster Macs, and back in the day you would have cozies for your toaster. So kind of fitting. This one looks like you could use a good ironing, but $200, yikes. I do know that back in the day, these would also a lot of times have a matching cover for the keyboard.
Yeah.
But it is
if
cute.
this ever did. I don't remember. So people might remember this sort of design because it looks like the Smack Mac.
Oh yeah,
It's the
was
same-
it the same? It's the same exact face, so it must have been the same company, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know there was a dust cover.
Yeah,
so-
I'm trying to see. Do they mention a company name at all?
I don't
who
see any
made
writing
this?
on the
I don't
cover.
see any, no.
No.
But
it's gotta
you're
be.
absolutely
It's
right.
gotta
It's got to be
It's-
the same. It's the same exact face,
It doesn't have the
very
little
nice.
the little lips for the
or the
Smack
little
Mac,
Apple
or-
logo, does it?
Is there an Apple
But
logo on here?
it is the same face. You have the little
What do you
red
mean?
thing down in the corner, don't
Oh,
you?
that's the pair of lips.
Oh,
Or
okay.
like
Well,
I don't know if
this
that's lip
does
Smack a
not
Mac or
have-
something. No, it doesn't have that.
okay.
But I mean, everything else is just identical. It's got to be the same.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
It's really interesting to think about
Very neat.
how we use dust covers because we used to have to shut them off. We wouldn't run them 24 hours. They wouldn't go. You can't put a dust cover on now because your computers are just left on, and
Right.
you wouldn't want to, trap all that heat and whatever. So, yeah, $200, a little
200.
steep, but super rare. Again, I didn't even know this existed. So, I mean,
Yeah.
there can't be too many of those out there. All
Not
right,
this particular. Yeah.
next, and because we're going to talk about this later, and because I think this one looks very similar to one I have, I thought I'd list or I'd talk about this. This says, let's see, the title says Rare Vintage Apple Macintosh Computer Rainbow Logo Stained Glass and Stickers. So it's not just the stained glass, it's got some vintage stickers in there. Description.
So we know
doesn't
those
say
stickers
anything.
are about what, 4 inches tall? That particular type?
Well, there's two
The
different
one that came
sizes,
with the
right?
Apple II?
Yeah.
Well, the big one. Yeah,
The big
I'm
one.
just trying to compare how big that
Oh.
stained glass is. As well, that
Yeah.
stained glass piece is probably 6 inches,
Maybe.
tall.
Yeah,
maybe.
probably. And the smaller one's probably half that. Those stickers with the Modern Tectura,
Mhm.
and they obviously early ones from the 70s or early 80s. So you get 3 of the large ones and 2 of the small ones, and then you get this little stained glass little like an
Yeah.
ornament. It's got a little loop on there for
And that's
hanging.
exactly what it looks like. It looks like it would be something that would almost be like a Christmas ornament, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a close up of it. It looks in pretty good shape. Colors look. It'd be nice to see that. Up with
With a
with
light,
light
behind
coming.
it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And, they want now. They will take a best offer, but if you want to buy it now, it's $440.99.
Yikes.
So I'm hoping.
I'm with a Macintosh librarian who says that she may have to learn how to do some of her own stained glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I like this. Of course, it's not a perfect logo shape, but these are handmade, so it's not going to be
Yeah,
exact.
right.
And the stem is a little wonky. It's a little long. But by and large, it looks decent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll get that. We'll find out next time. Okay.
Do you remember? Gosh, at this point, it's several years ago that I forget. forget if it was an Etsy or an eBay thing where
Mhm.
somebody started making new dust covers
Dust covers?
for the
Oh,
Compact Max. Do you remember this?
not really.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
I mean,
embroidered?
they were embroidered. They were very nicely done.
Oh,
So this is the
yeah.
one that's normally on my my Mac Plus, and it did
Uh-huh.
come with a keyboard cover as well.
Yeah.
So
Somewhere I have a picture of me sitting in front of the family's Apple IIe, and my mom had made a dust cover for it and an embroidered
love
Apple
it.
logo.
Oh my
It was
gosh,
like
that's
the greatest
great.
thing ever. I wish I still had it.
I had a
Okay. Yep.
smoked
What?
plexiglass cover that went just over the keyboard for my 2E.
Uh-huh.
That was pretty nice. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Let's hit the record button in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, this is a bit of a collection spotlight. I went around and tried to grab all the stained glass Apple signs that I have. I can't promise that I got all of them because there's probably one or two tucked away somewhere that I didn't lay hands on immediately, so I just stopped where I am. So we're gonna go from small to large.
Good way.
Sound like
do
a
it.
good way to go. So the first one, I guess, would be the one probably closest in size, the one we just saw in the eBay finds. But I think mine is a much better shape.
Oh goodness, yeah, that thing looks fantastic. So
yeah.
that is what, about 6 inches? 5 or 6?
Not quite, maybe 5. I don't know.
Okay, but the shape is way better than what we just saw on the eBay find. That looks
Yeah,
fantastic. Even the leaf on top is very, very good.
right. And you can see it was set up probably, to be hung. It's got a tiny little loop right here, just like that other one did. But yeah, and this one's in excellent shape. Colors are nice. And I just have that sitting in
Let's see,
a
it looks
box
like it's
somewhere.
pretty thick too, isn't it? It's got to be
It is. It's got a fairly substantial
almost
edge
half an inch thick,
to maybe a
give or
third.
take. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got some
Pretty
nice
cool.
heft to it. It's very solid. And so I feel good about this, staying together. So that's number 1. All right. Logo number 1. Number 2 doesn't have quite the perfect shape, but it's still got some charm. It's got a little elongation to it. It's bigger. Oh. So this one, and also has a little loop there. Let's get them side by side.
Yeah. So
Right,
this
so now
one's
we're getting
definitely a
big.
little bit more deformed,
Yeah.
shape wise. It
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, still
Yeah, a
the
little
colors look
stylized, but
very
yeah,
nice
it's
and
still.
vibrant.
I mean, this is and again, it's heavy duty. You can see the edges there.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yes, thank you. Okay,
That is
that's
what,
number
about
2,
8 inches?
at least. It's bigger than my hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3. I don't know which one's bigger. They're about the same size. I'll go with this one because we'll switch it up a little bit. This is a little wacky, and unfortunately, it's got some damage. But look at this thing! And we're gonna start seeing all kinds of reflections of what's going around because it's got a mirror.
Interesting. So is the
Um,
because I'm having a hard time telling. So is a
Yeah.
completely mirrored background, including behind the stained glass? the stained glass
No,
part
the stained glass
see-through?
goes all the way through. See my hand?
So, that's great.
Yeah. So it's kind of got a cool effect. You got the
Wow.
mirror going on, and you
Yeah.
got the stained glass. You can see, if you look closely, there's some cracks, some
You
thin
really need to
cracks
do
right
that
here.
one backlit.
Oh,
Would be fantastic.
wouldn't that be wild? I mean, yeah, it's so it's perfectly square, so you could
Yeah,
frame
exactly.
that in some kind of enclosure. It's just some sticky stuff
Can
here.
we
This
see
could be-
what the back looks like?
Yeah,
Can you flip it around?
it's actually. There you go.
That is great.
Yeah. So they took mirrored elements and attached them just like they did the colored pieces.
Sure. Which
These are all
had to,
individual.
as far as like doing stained glass, had to have been amazing. So you're not only Because not only were they having to break the glass to make the Apple logo shape, but then they were
Yeah.
having to negatively cut out chunks of that mirror
Uh-huh.
to fit up next to it.
Yeah.
So that is some precision.
Yeah. And it doesn't, there's nothing, no other, it says 596 on the back. I don't know what that is. So it's probably nothing. So, all right.
So were
That
most
is
of these
number-
eBay finds, I'm
Yeah.
assuming?
All of them. All of them from many, many years ago. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten any of these anytime recently. So, probably at least 10 years ago, upwards of maybe even 20 years ago that I picked them up.
Okay.
Okay, so that was number 3. Let's go to number 4. The logo itself is about the same size as the other ones, and I got to be careful with this one because the stem is a little. Anytime you get these ones, and because the stem is its own piece.
Sure.
Look at this guy.
Wow. Okay. So yeah,
So-
I see what you're saying. It's about the same size as the logo from the past one
Mhm.
without the mirror, but it's a
Mhm.
standalone. So I'm trying to see, is there a way to hang that on that one? Is there a
No,
place
there's
for
no.
chains? It
Yeah,
is
there's
just
no built-in attachment points.
meant to go on a stand of some sort.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know how this was displayed originally, and of course, I don't remember. Only the last one do I know a bit about the history. The rest of these, I really don't. But it's a little dusty. I didn't really take the time to clean up, but it's pretty much flawless.
It
Everything
looks
is
great. Yeah.
actually no. The stem's still pretty good. This is still in pretty good shape. So,
All right.
yeah, that's a nice one. Right?
Love
Okay.
the colors on that one. Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, number 5. This one I got to be careful. This one, when I was moving it around, the stem was a little precarious. This one.
So, Macintosh Librarian was wondering who owned these originally. Dealers. Do you have any idea? I
No,
think
well,
you
that's
have
why I said I really don't
you.
know the history that
Got
well,
it. But-
except for the
But you
last
have
one I'm going to show.
I was going to say you have one that does have some.
Yeah,
probable
that one I'll
history,
talk
right?
about
Okay.
the history that I know.
Got it. Okay.
So I don't know if these
Oh
other
my
ones were a
gosh!
dealer.
So
This
that's
one
got
is
to be what
quite
we're
large.
talking about. 1.5 feet tall now, 2 feet tall.
Oh yeah, easy, maybe 2. And this one does have a chain,
Chain for hanging, fantastic.
right? And I think I did hang this at the old place at one point.
Didn't you have Did you have that one hanging in your window, like above your door?
Something like that. And this one, it's a little the stem.
That one's the
the
stem's
leaf
a little
is just
off.
yeah. It's not
That is
not
probably
about to snap off, but
best proportioned one of the logos.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Yes.
Oh, so nice. The colors are
crap. I gotta grab
perfect
this by
on
the
that.
right place. Shoot, probably the right places. I don't know where the right place. I gotta be very careful with this one. Not as brittle as a 5500, but it's close. Crap. And there's the microphone. I just dropped the mic. All right. I'm back. Okay. Now the last one hangs in my window, and I wasn't going to take it down because it's kind of a bear, because it's big and it's heavy. So I just took a picture or two of it. Here it is. Oh, darn it. Now I gotta reshare screens. Here it is hanging in the window. So this is the window or the room where I'm sitting on the second floor of the house. And so it's hanging and presenting to the outside. And actually, it's funny. I've never really looked at all these together like this. And so I've never had an opportunity to see the similarities. But do you notice no similarity between that and the 2 ones ago?
Right. Yeah, so this
Go back to
this
this
is
mirror one.
exactly. Yeah.
It's got that
With the,
same sort of thing going
uh-huh.
on. It's almost like the same design. See, I mean, even this piece right here
Yeah.
or the bite.
Also, this is the droopy butt. So, and this one's got Mater Tectura on it. Now, this is the one that we're pretty sure didn't. Isn't there a story about Woz getting a certain number of these done?
I
Stained
don't, I
glass.
don't,
There's a story
well,
somewhere
then
about that.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
And oh, by the way, for the audio folks, obviously this is one you want to see in the video because,
Yeah. How big is that?
well, I mean, that's a full size, window with 2 glass sections. So the whole thing is probably, I don't know, close to 3 feet high. And yeah, so you've got the 6-color Apple logo in the middle, and you've got that sort of thing going on in the background. But then it says Apple and Mater Tectura, and then it's got this frame. The whole thing's framed in wood, and then mounting points. And this one, so all I can remember is that it did hang at Apple headquarters, and that somebody, I don't know whom, somebody had it commissioned by like a local artist, and it hung for many years. And then I don't know if it was the person that owned it there, or maybe it changed hands. But when it was sold to me, and this is probably 20 years ago, because it's a pretty fragile thing to ship to Florida from California. It they made like a custom frame, like a wooden box, to put the whole thing in, and then it managed to arrive. And now in this picture, so this is the picture from the inside of the room, so that's why it's the reverse, and you can get some light coming through it. You can see there's some fine little cracks here in 2 of the stripes. Not a big deal, and actually, I don't even remember seeing it you can't really see it from the street. Here in this close up, you can see it pretty.
You can really see the colors on you. You can see that the outer glass parts, the clear one, is got very nice, almost kind of what would you say, like a shower window?
Yeah, a shower door orange
privacy.
peel,
Yeah,
or
so it's got this.
something.
Yeah, orange
Yeah.
peel. That's a great way to put it. And then
Right.
you can
So it's
really
got
see
texture.
that the Apple text
Yeah.
is this great red, and it's got these nice little bits of clear, kind of very stylized, really, really nice looking.
Here's what it looks like. Now I've got colored LEDs that go around it, and
That's fantastic. You just took this with a drone, didn't you?
Yeah.
This little video clip. That's great.
And I'll show you another one. So it looks better at night. Let's see.
I bet.
Find the right move in it. This isn't the best video, but and the sound is awful, so I'll turn that off. And so this was actually taken during the holidays, so you can see some of their holiday lighting up on the thing. But yeah, it's such a great thing to just light up at night and watch all the colors dance around it. So so there you go. So yeah, that one's the best one. Saved it for last. I wish I did know more about the history, and maybe next time if I run into Wozniak, I can show him a picture of it and see if he has any memory of it. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6.
You said you may have another 1 or 2 stashed.
I might,
somewhere
yeah. Some smaller ones, maybe somewhere.
All right.
I was, I went through a 6-color. I still am in a 6-color Apple logo collecting
We all
phase.
are.
But
Come on, we all are.
but those unique things like that were such great gets.
Yeah.
I wish I remember what I paid.
And I have to say that is one of the things that I've always really admired about your collection is it's you've got a fantastic computer collection, but what you really have is all the extra stuff that you've got. Manuals, books, stuff like the stained glass. That is fantastic. That is a great collection you've got.
Thank you. All right. Well, go onto the YouTube and you can see what we've been talking about. Okay. Now we're going to get into some news. let's go. Oh, let's throw it up on the screen here. Oh, that's not what I want to throw. I want to throw. Find the right window. This is the one I want. Okay, here we go. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the news. Well, over at 8bittees.com, there may or may not be the
Javier
latest
has
creation.
done it again. This is amazing looking.
So he 3D printed Apple mice, but then outfitted them with optical capabilities for the Apple II series. Well, at least the 2E, 2C, 2C Plus, and then the first compact Macs, because they
Yeah,
shared
the Mac
same.
Plus and earlier. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it looks. Are they?
I'm trying to see if
perfectly to
it
scale.
It looks like it's perfectly to scale, and it also looks like is he selling a platinum and a beige? That's kind of what it looks like there in the picture.
It kind of does, but there wasn't an option to select those when I bought one.
Okay, all right.
And I think it says, hurry, only -3 left.
Negative.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's still making them, because when I ordered it said 2 left, but I think it actually said -2, and then when I ordered it, it went to -3. So
okay, all right.
they maybe he might. I'm sure he's going to catch up with that. They are $70 each plus shipping. You find them at 8bittees.com. So yeah,
Which I mean, that's got to be that to me is very reasonable, because not only do you have the optical mouse bits inside, but you've obviously got something to convert that to from USB to the original connector. So there's got to be that in there, and then the shell itself looks solid. I don't know what 3D printer he's using nowadays, but boy, that looks
great. And then even
really
there's
great.
even a label on the back.
Oh my gosh, yes,
that resembles. Yeah.
Yep. Great cool. Attention to detail on that.
Love this.
Very tempting.
Can't wait to get mine. All right. Saw this over at tomshardware.com. The title says, Developer ports Windows NT to Power Macintosh systems. Firmware and bootloader now available. The subtitle says, it's not stable, but it will boot and run most of the time.
So Windows.
Yeah, Windows NT on a Power Mac. If that's your thing, well, you've got at least something to tinker with. I mean, it's not 100% reliable, admittedly. But yeah, Microsoft ported Windows NT 4 to the PowerPC years ago. And because there was different firmware, you couldn't just install it, so somebody had to hack it to get it going. So take a look at that. Speaking of emulators, I think we talked about this a few weeks back. We talked about how there's been a rash of like console gaming emulators coming out for iOS. It'd been forever not allowed, and then I don't know, something changed recently, and then there's the floodgates open. But they were holding the line there and not including like full up operating system running computers. But that now has changed, and UTM SE is now available on iOS devices.
After I saw this, I immediately downloaded it. Just like earlier tonight. So I haven't done, but I'm looking so forward to putting OS9 on my phone.
The original article said that it had the ability to load versions of Windows and Linux and Mac OS 9. Currently, now here's the page right here that directs you to operating systems that they have set up to run. A bunch of different distributions of Linux, some versions of Windows, but no Mac OS 9.
Yeah, but that's not going to stop somebody from doing it themselves just because they don't have it available as a
yeah, but I mean, if it's not configured, I mean, I don't know. I'm wondering if
it's running off
grab an ISO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
QEMU, right?
So you just think you need a
So
disk image and you can do it?
I I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah. They must have pulled it from their gallery here of available
I'm
operating
sure.
systems.
Yeah, I'm sure Apple's like,
Um,
no.
yeah, we don't
But
like
you know
to.
what? Mini VMac runs really nicely on most of those Linux distros,
So you
so
can run
you
a
could
operating system
still
within an
do.
operating system.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
It's a Mac. It's a Mac
Somebody do
Plus.
that. And by the way,
Right?
you could
You're
load it
not
on
going to do
Vision
that bad.
OS, so you could do that. Um, that'd be something fun to play with anyway. All right. And our old friend Derek, who does Mac Folklore Radio podcast or Mac Folklore Radio, yeah, podcast. He's been cranking out new episodes and focusing in on the BOS
Yeah, I
days.
learned so much about BOS from the last few episodes that he posted. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I knew of it, and I think I played with the demo once, but he went into great detail as he usually does.
Mm-hmm.
He found old articles and everything, found some very nice interview clips that he included in.
Mm-hmm.
But the last episode that he did was all him doing the Left Behind incorporated BOS postmortem, and a lot of it deals with his personal experience using BOS, and he was a big fan of BOS, so
Yeah.
highly recommend checking that out. It was
Yeah.
really good
Usually
info.
he's reading articles, historical
Right.
articles or
Hmm.
whatever,
Yeah.
not doing his own commentary. So this is sort of unique. I'm going to play just a little bit of the intro if you haven't heard Derek's wondrous
Sultry
voice.
tones. Yes.
So let's play the front side of this.
Mac Folklore Radio, read by Derek. Left Behind, a BOS and B Incorporated post-mortem, by me, Derek of Mac Folklore Radio, 2024. If you would prefer to read this diatribe, a text version with references is available at macfolkloreradio.com/b. That's lowercase b-e. Link in the show notes.
Anyway, I just wanted to get you a feel of his voice, and
Yeah.
but it gets into it with I didn't even until I listened to the second time I didn't get the left behind joke. Okay. Oh, and one more thing from Derek. He's pretty busy. He also came across, or I guess he was familiar with it when it came out. I don't know. There's this public access show that came out of Vancouver in 1994 called Dotto on Data. And they were archived on VHS tapes. He got a hold of them, and there was a series. I think it was it 6 parts? On the Mac OS. Let's see here. And it's just kind of rare. Yeah, eight parts, each one about a half hour long. They ran on public access TV. He just delves into the various aspects of the Macintosh and how to use it, and you just don't see a lot of this sort of stuff. You had like Computer Chronicles, and
Mm-hmm.
that's about it. There just wasn't much on TV about using computers, especially the Macintosh back then. So he's put that up on archive.org. Just search on Dotto on Data. Okay.
So anyone going to Vintage Computer Festival Southeast next weekend? That'd be awesome to run across some fellow pod peeps there.
All right. Well, we can do a little outro.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
so I know it's going to be a few weeks.
Yeah, we're
Just
going to be off.
Just a reminder as to
3.
when are we back?
I'm going to be unavailable for 3 weeks in a row. Unfortunately, I get back on a Monday. I'm probably going to be wiped out.
So we're talking August 12th.
That's right.
Wow. Okay, so we'll be back on the 12th.
Back on the 12th.
Oh
Okay.
yes, Macintosh. Yeah, the Midwest one. Oh, that's the week right after Dragon Con, and there's no way I can do Atlanta and then immediately go up to
Mhm.
Chicago. But boy, it looks like it's gonna be a fun one.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, well, that's another episode of the Retro MacCast. We're going to go on hiatus for a few weeks. Try to be back by maybe August 12th, I think is what we're targeting. So I'm sure there'll be lots of stuff to catch up on. Lots of cool retro news, people doing projects. We'll have to hear from John on what he saw at Vintage Computer Festival Southeast.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What he sold, maybe what he bought. I don't know. You will know some people up there. I mean, David Grealish is going to be there.
Oh
He's
yeah,
doing
of
the whole
course,
thing.
sure, certainly, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. I wish I could go. I'd go myself if I weren't about ready to go someplace else. So.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. And if you haven't already, check out the YouTube channel on Retro MacCast, where you'll get to actually see what we were talking about. Sometimes I forget that a lot of people are just listening, and
Yeah.
I'm not as descriptive as I need to be. I get lazy. So if I was lazy, then bounce over to the YouTube channel. And what's left to be said? That's it. Thanks everybody for joining us in the chat. And until next time, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
There we go. Thanks, Eric. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
I was going to say if we had anything bonus to show here at the end, but I spent all my time gathering signs and trying not to break them. I didn't.
Yes,
anything
please
else.
be careful putting all that stuff away.
Yeah. All right. We will
Thanks, everyone.
say goodbye to everybody. We'll play a little music. And see you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Retro MacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.